And welcome back to the 410. My name is Adrian, your host, and yes, we're live down here at Camden Yards. No editing going on here. This is all me here. Got a nice long show for you today. Yeah, I'm sitting right here, right on the sideline. Matter of fact, I'll spin it around, let you see. You see the dugout. The dugout is right there, y'all. The dugout's right there. I'll be going down there to the dugout soon to go check those guys out here. Um, right now, we're doing pretty good here. We up by one. I'm gonna sit here. We're gonna go through the box score. Of course, it was rained out yesterday, so take the liberty to come down here. There's a little bit of drizzle down here in the rain and bring the show to you in the rain. We got a big show for you today. Of course, the Orioles, we on tap. We down here. We're going to talk about them a little bit. Of course, the Ravens, they just made a couple of moves. We're going to talk about them. Of course, the NBA, plenty to talk about there. We're going to get into the NBA, tonight's picks. We're getting into the draft, Cooper Flag sweepstakes. Man, I got plenty of time to go into everything live with you, y'all. Give me just 1 minute here. I got to make sure I'm not going to get hit by any of these foul balls here. I'm sitting right here. A good thing they got this screen over here because, my goodness, I'll be in the line of fire right now. All right. Let me pull this thing up here. Right now, like I said, we up 4-3. Took me a little while to get situated down here at the stadium. Not a whole lot of people down here, so, you know, they're going to pretty much let me do me today. Just got me some of them good crab fries that in me. So I'm ready to roll here, y'all. Let me check out the action, make sure this ball ain't coming over here. I'm trying to tell you, they hitting them hard now. I'm trying to tell you. Hit it right to the pitcher. Can't show you none of the action. That's going to be a violation here. I ain't got time to play around with YouTube and all of that stuff there. Try to do our best. Keep it all good. Let me see. Next door, ain't it? Time here. I don't know if you can hear me over this music, but I'm going to keep talking here when the music stops. Once again, the Orioles here. We making a push, trying to figure out a way to get this season righted. Talking to a few people down here, and I'm not liking what I'm hearing. Like I said, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this thing here, and it sounds like we got a little situation where we need some brothers down here on the team. Is what it sounds like. Don't know what's going on there. But do more homework. That's so far what I'm hearing, man. We only got one brother on the team, so we're going to look into that and see what's the case there. Wow, we only got one brother down here in Baltimore, of all places, and we're going to start there. Right now, see who's up to bat here. Let me see if I can tell you who's up to bat. See if I can get my stuff right here. All right, we got Mr. Mountcastle. He batting right now. Of course, he already got a run batted in today, so I want him to do a little bit more for us. He done went ahead and took a walk. So we got one on base here. We'll keep it rolling here. Looks like that manager's coming back out to the mound. Got a huddle going here with everybody. Get back to you after this music here, y'all. All right, y'all. Gunnar Henderson, he about to come up the bat here. So they had to have a meeting on the mound. Definitely wanted to figure out what was going on there. Look, I'll show you that. They're having a meeting on the mound here. Trying to stop Gunnar. Gunner's been hot. Gunner's been smoked.
Pitching for the Twins, number 54, James Kilo.
And so they went ahead and brought another pitcher in for the Twins, for Gunner. Get out of hand, so they want to try to do something about it. But, of course, Gunner, he's doing his thing, so it doesn't matter who they got pitching up there. He's going to knock the cover off the ball, leave be. They got the Jumbotron going, y'all. Let me make sure I don't get on the Jumbotron. Last time I was on the Jumbotron, it took me about 10 seconds to realize I was on the Jumbotron. We'll go ahead and keep this thing going here. The Ravens, of course, like I just said, they just signed a couple players here. They signed another kicker. That way they can get a little competition for Tyler Luke. They also signed pass rush out of North Carolina, undrafted free agent. He's supposed to be pretty special. We'll see how he works. Let's go, Gunner. Gunner get ready to come up here, knock a home run in. See how Gunner works this thing here. New pitcher. Ball one. Foul ball. Foul ball. 2-2. Checking to see what Gunner's going to do. Like I said, man, these balls coming so fast. I got to pay attention here. Ball three. Full count. I'm going to tell you one thing that I love about the major leagues. They put this pitch clock in here because before, it might be 3 hours before a man throw a pitch in between pitches. One of the best things they could have keeps the game flowing. Definitely a better situation there with the pitching clock. Big pitch here. Full count. See what's going to happen here. Need Gunner to take it on out of the park here. Ball four. 2 on base. Walk it out. Walking it out. All right, y'all. Just because we here at the ballpark, don't forget, K-Hill Electrical on standby for the electrical needs. Whether they're big, small, you let them know exactly what you need. They on the way with the best price, the best service in town, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. All right. We're going to get back into this thing here. Shoot, there's so much action over here on deck. I got to pay attention here. My goodness. Ready to roll. Strike one. All right. Of course, Ryan O'Hearn, he leading us in home runs right now, so be a good time for him to add another one. Let's go. Let's go, Ryan. Think he gonna get us a hit here, y'all. There it is. Ah. Sorry. Can he make it home? No bueno, y'all. Fly out to center field there. Nothing done. Nothing done. Going back on defense here. We're still up 4-3. 6 innings. Think Dean, he's gonna try to finish off the inning here. Not pitching horrible. All right, y'all. Let's get into the NBA news here. Of course, I missed you yesterday. I was going to get on here live yesterday. It was a rain out for me. Couldn't get in the building here. They back. They got the dance cam going in the stadium. All right. Boston, New York, Monday night, big game. Like I said, Boston, I was expecting them to make a push back in this thing. Jason Tatum, he came in the building with the ghost of the Mamba up in him. He had 40 and some change, and it looked like it was going to be a down to the wire game. Him and Brunson going back to back. Brunson came in the third quarter. He was doing his thing. Tatum went it down. Of course, looks like that may be an Achilles injury. So, my goodness, you talk about emotions. A roller coaster for the night for Boston. They go from championship hope to hoping to keep that team together. That team is probably going to be broken up. Of course, on the low, Boston, one of the oldest teams on the low in the league. They got a lot of decisions to make in Boston. Tatum, he's going to be out. It looks like for next year. So if Tatum's going to be out, they got to make some decisions there with an aging roster and a big money roster. I think we're going to see that team broken up here. Of course, they still aren't out the playoffs just yet, but I don't see them winning down 3-1 in New York here at all. Definitely not without Jason Tatum. So once again, get well, Jason Tatum. He's been doing a good job in the playoffs as of late. You know, I'm just hoping that he gets well soon. All right. Take the good, dog. So once again, Boston, New York, they still got a game to go here. Let me see. They play it's 7 o'clock. So of course my pick is gonna be New York in this game. Barring the circumstances with Jason Tatum, of course, my pick was the Celtics for the season. But of course, if that's the way things are going here with Jason Tatum, I don't see the Celtics being able to come back and win a game. Slide up here so I ain't sturdy, man. Yeah. All right, y'all. I got this thing situated here. Give me a little space so I can operate. I don't want to infringe on anybody's time down here at the game or anything like that. Trying not to be too loud because there ain't that many people in here. And people that know me know I can get a little loud. And what's the word? Boisterous. I'm keeping it low key today. Keep it low key today, y'all. All right. So like I said, that Boston, New York game, that's the night. I'm definitely looking at the Knicks carrying on here to the next round. It's unfortunate that a couple of these series have come down to the stars not being in for them to be able to decide the fate here. But of course, you know, that's the way things go. Everything injury-wise is part of the game. So Get well, JT. Hope to see him back sooner than later. But like I said, it looks like it's probably going to be a year process for him getting back. Um, next game that night was, I'm sorry, his phone is killing me here. All right, yeah, that was Minnesota against Golden State. Of course, no Steph, like I just talked about. And pretty much having his way down there. Posted a couple shorts where he was just doing pretty much anything he wanted to do on the court there. The good thing is, Golden State, they have some pride, so these games aren't just runaway trains. But once again, the task for Golden State to beat Minnesota without Steph is almost impossible. So this is another series that I feel like will be over here in the next game here. Of course, that game is tonight, right after the Boston and New York game. That'll be at 9:30. So I think that'll end the Golden State season tonight in Minnesota. They'll be looking basically to figure out what they're gonna do with their roster. Of course, they got Jimmy Butler now, Steph. He's he's still Steph, but he's getting older. They got to add a few things to the mix there, make sure that they kind of compete in the West because the draft, like I said, that changes a lot of things in the NBA. That's going to play a big part in the future here. And of course, we're going to talk about the Cooper Flag sweepstakes here as soon as we get past these NBA games here. Tuesday night, last night here, we had the Pacers going up against the Cavs. Of course, I already told you from the jump that Indiana, I felt like they were going to win this series. That's exactly what they did here. They won the game last night, 114 to 105. Pretty much war of attrition for Cleveland. They had a couple injuries. Even if they were whole, though, I just don't like the way that they kind of regressed at the end of the year. Like I said, I saw it. I saw that the way they were playing against some of the inferior teams in the league. I didn't like it. I knew it was going to bite them in the playoffs here. So they're going home. Indiana's moving on. They're going to wait on the winner of the Boston and New York series. Of course, looks like it's going to be New York. So there's going to be Indiana and New York series there, with New York having home court advantage there. That should be a great series. Indiana's playing good ball. So I'm not going to make a pick on it just yet, but I think I know which way I may be going. Of course, last night's action didn't finish without OKC and the Joker going up at it last night. Been talking about the Joker here lately. He's been getting his numbers there against OKC. They figured out a way to slow him down just a tad bit there in game 4. Game 5 here, OKC, they want to make sure that they don't have to face an elimination game in Denver. So they got the job done here, 112, 105. Ah, looks like there's a double there with the Twins. See if we can hold them there on the second there. Um, Seems like it may be more Twins fans in here than it is Oriole fans, y'all. Uh, like I said, last night, Thunder, Nuggets, good game. Up at the end, OKC, it's like they're learning along the way on what they need to do to win these games. They've been doing a great job of closing out SGA. He's trying to make a point that he should be the MVP of the league there. So, I mean, he had 31 last night. He one of the 2 games, he kind of tailed off. He only had 18. I kind of thought that SGA was on like maybe a 70 game streak where he had 20 points or more, and they just subbed Dean Krim out. Good work, Dean.
Ladies and gentlemen, listening for the Twins number 61 block story. Batting for your Orioles, catcher number 35, Adley.
Crush it. All right, we got Adley Crushman on the 1 and 2s here. And knock something on out the park. It's the most cost-effective way to enjoy your afternoon down here at the Orioles Stadium here. Let me see if I can get my homeboy back in the building here. Lord, because it ain't that many people around so people can hear what I'm saying. But, yo, I'm talking. So the beer man came by to come get with me, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be, didn't get a brew here at the game. And I got the beer, and he came and, you know what I'm saying? He said, yo, man, I like the shirt, da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, I told him a little bit about what we do here on the 410, you know what I'm saying? And you know what he leaned over my ear and told me, right?
What did he say?
I'm going to lean over and say it into the camera. He said, you know why we ain't winning, right? I said, no, that's why I'm down here. I need to figure this out because I've been trying to, this man just struck out, Dre. He worked him all the way to the strikeout.
Well, did he go down swinging?
I mean, we just gonna leave the man sitting on first. Like he don't have no business trying to get to the home base. Is somebody gonna bring this man home?
How many outs we got? Just one?
See, I've been trying not to get, a little irate, but it's kind of hard to watch when you know what I'm saying. These people get paid millions of dollars, man. Me and you,
Definitely.
we not getting paid millions of dollars to go out here and make contact. That is a good strikeout. Good one there. Needed that. Strike this guy out right here. This might be the quietest stadium in the major leagues, y'all. I'm talking about it's so quiet in here, I can barely talk. I think people can hear me out there on the field just talking to you like this. That's how quiet it is. Just waiting to see what is going to happen here on this pitch. Full count. Foul ball. That's right.
First baseman number 18, Cody Clemens.
Hey, Gunner, what happened to Gunner, man? I thought it was about Gunner, man. That's right. I'm with you on that. Work, Jackson. I love him too, man. Get up, baby. Get it. Yeah, baby. Good work. Let's go, Tyler.
Now time for the second inning stretch. So stand up, stretch out, spread your wings.
We got to stretch for the 7th inning, y'all. That's my word, y'all. I'm the only person in the whole section over here. I got my own section down here in this state. Right, man. We down here in our own section here. The whole section. This is why I'm down here, y'all. Because there is nobody here in the building, y'all. Nobody. And we're going, hold on.